From where we coming from, soul food is just about basically African food, feel good African food, soulful African food, grandma recipe African food, and deliciousness.
Feel good foods, really. Your yams and your beans and rice, especially jollof rice. Yeah. I know people always think the term soul food comes from the African Americans, but during the slavery time, so it wasn't just African Americans, because obviously we know we all came from Africa, and it was the Africans that came from Africa into other countries like the Caribbean and America that took all of the spices with them and started creating their own soul food there. So originally it's from Africa.
Yeah.
Soul Deliciouz is the name we came about from my wife Josie's email address, and because she loves cooking, when I met her, that was a nice Soul Deliciouz name to go with a passion for cooking. So as a marketing student, I saw a gap in there that you could actually use that to go with a passion, which is cooking. So I felt like, why not name your company Soul Deliciouz? And that's how the name came about.
Initially it was meant to be JJ's Soul Food, but when I met Tunde, he, like he said, I've always had a passion for cooking. And back in, I can't even say back in the day, that was just like almost 10 years ago, when we used to use like Yahoo chat, Yahoo videos. So that was my Yahoo address, souldeliciouz@yahoo.com. He was like, oh, so delicious, that's really good. Yeah, use it for the business. And okay, all right then, it's gonna be So Deliciouz, and no more JJ Soul Food. I first learned to cook when I was back home in Nigeria. I learned to cook from my mom, although she passed away when I was 6 years old, but she was a very good cook. She had her own shop, and also my grandma as well. Being the only girl and so many boys around me, I didn't have any sisters or anyone to play with, so I'd always used to watch them cook. And then all the other little kids that were outside, I used to try and play with them to show them how I would cook with my grandmom. So we'd make little campfires, and we would take like empty tin cans and put them on the campfire. We add some oil, to make a little nice stew, whether it's spinach stew or egusi soup. That's what we used to do when I was a little girl. The first dish I ever made in a kitchen was when I first came into this country and I started secondary school when I was 11 years old. And we had food technology class. So we had to, for our first lesson, we had to prepare what we were gonna cook in our next lesson of things that you're used to. And the only thing I could remember was either jollof rice, and everybody else was baking biscuits, so I just thought, okay, this is an opportunity to showcase where I'm from. And so I made jollof rice for everybody in the class, and they were actually quite impressed. I was just 11 years old. In terms of British food and English food, there's no similarities there because it obviously is different, because we use more spice in our food. I did learn different cuisines while I was here. I mostly like Jamaican food. Our food is quite similar in terms of the way we season our meat, and we like it quite spicy, although in our kitchen we do it really spicy. So yeah, that's the only thing. So I learned from very good Jamaican cooks to know how to do Jamaican food on top of the Nigerian food. I draw my cooking inspiration from my late mother and my late grandmother, because they were very, very good cooks. And before my mom passed away, I always used to watch her make a lot of finger foods, like chin chin, puff puff, or egg rolls, Scotch eggs. So I really enjoyed watching her cook, watching her bake, and that is the lasting memory that I have of her, is being in the kitchen and doing all those things. So I always think about that when I'm in the kitchen cooking.
For anyone that wants to go into food business and something similar to Soul Deliciouz, I would say you need to have the passion for cooking. And to build a brand around your passion, you have to have good people around you. And then it could be a one-person team, it could be a two-man team, but you need the passion for it and the good people around you to make your dream come true.
I have been very, very fortunate to have my husband who's been very supportive in starting this business, from suggesting the name and to just doing a lot of the things that I couldn't do. If you have the support of your family, your friends, you can do anything that you want to do, but you really have to stay focused and be patient as well. You will have ups and downs, However, the ups are a lot more than the downs. So just stay focused and keep your passion alive.